Hello, students. Good morning or afternoon or whatever time of day you are watching this video. This week is a very special week because all of my first, second, third, and fourth grade students will all be watching this video. That's right. You all have a very similar assignment this week, except for my third and fourth grade students, you have an extra special challenge. This week, you will have noticed inside of your homework packet, Ms. Kirkham included a list of settings, characters, conflicts, and lines. What is that about? Well, students, last week, my first and second grade students, you were making stories with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And my third and fourth grade students, you were being quizzed on remembering your drama words. Words like setting. What is a setting? Where the story takes place. Words like conflict, because that's a drama word. What is a conflict? We know that's the problem. Remember, if Miss Kirkham went around flicking people, that would be a problem, right? The character is who the story is about, and the lines are what they say on stage. So, this week, your job is to either print that list and cut it out, or you could write the list of characters on a piece of paper. Then tear those pieces of paper up and put them in separate jars or separate piles. If you don't have jars like Miss Kirkham, that's okay. You are going to want to get a pile. So what's going to happen is that you are going to act out as one of these things. So the first thing on our list is going to be a character or a setting. It doesn't matter what pile you grab from first. Ms. Kirkham will open hers. So I have a line. The line says, I know it's backwards for you, but it says, shh, don't say a single word. Shh, don't say a single word. Well, I'm going to get one of my other jars or one of my other piles and draw out the character. Who am I? I'm a silly child. So I have to say, shh, don't say a single word like a silly child. But that's not it, because we still need our setting and our problem. Oh, we're at the zoo. So I'm a child at the zoo saying, shh, don't say a single word. Oh, and here's the problem. I am really, really hungry. Really hungry. So I'm a silly child at the zoo, and I'm really, really hungry. And I have to say, shh, don't say a single word. Would you act that out with me right now? I'm going to let you act it out first. On the count of 3, I'd like to hear you say, shh, don't say a single word, but you have to say it like you are a silly child at the zoo who is so very hungry. Are you ready? Everyone at home, you get to go first. 1, 2, 3, go. The line is, shh, don't say a single word. Very, very clever. Here's how Miss Kirkham's going to do it, okay? Pretend I'm really hungry. Shh! Don't say a single word. Now, you might have done it very differently from me, but your job was to say the line, shh, don't say a single word, like you were really hungry, and you were at the zoo, and you were a silly child. I have given you a list of about 9 different characters. 9 different settings, 9 different conflicts. And for my first and second graders, I included 9 different lines. So you can, again, either print those out and cut them out, or write them on a piece of paper and tear them out. That's what these were, a piece of paper that was torn. And then you're going to put them in each little pile. So I'm going to have a jar just for the setting, or a small pile just for setting, and a small pile just for the character, and a small pile just for the lines. So that way, as you go through, you can pull out one from each to act it out. And you're going to act it out 9 times, because there are 9 different characters, 9 different lines, 9 different settings. Now here's your optional. If you would like to create your own characters to put inside of the pile, or your own problems to put inside of the pile, or your own lines, that's okay. Now, only 3rd and 4th grade students. Only 3rd grade and 4th grade students. Stop. If you're still listening, 3rd and 4th grade students, your job is really tricky, because I do not want you to use the line section. You are doing a type of acting called improv. That means making it up on the spot. So you're still going to act 9 times, but on the spot, you're going to come up with your own line. That's right. You do not use the lines I've given you. You have to come up with your very own line. So if I was at the zoo and I was a silly child and I was really hungry, instead of drawing the line out of the box, I have to think inside of my head, what might I say? And then say that. So I might say, ooh, I really hope I get a corn dog because I'm starving. That line would show Ms. Kirkham that you have created it up on the spot. Now, how do you show Ms. Kirkham that you've acted out these 9 characters? Well, there's a couple of options. You can type out what character you got in that order. So what character you got in that order might mean saying, oh, I was a silly child at the zoo that was really hungry, and this is my line. Because they're going to be all mixed up. If you can tell me, you don't have to type all 9 out, students, but if you can tell me 1 or 2 of the orders you drew out of your pile, 1 or 2 of the orders you drew out of your pile. So if you type into a Word document, or if you write and take a picture that says, I was a silly child at the zoo who was really hungry, and I said, then you can turn that in. And Ms. Kirkham can see you did your homework assignment there. Or you can upload a picture or a video acting out as the silly child at the zoo. Or you can have a parent signature and take a picture of it that says, yes, my student has done the work. So again, your work this week is to look at the character sheet that Ms. Kirkham gave you and to either write them out or print them out. Step 2, cut those into little bitty strips. Just like Ms. Kirkham had a little bitty strip. Step 3, put each of those into a different pile. You don't want all of your characters and all of your settings and all of your conflicts all in one pile. You want a pile for characters, a pile for settings, a pile for conflicts. Okay, the next step is to draw one from each section. Just like Ms. Kirkham did. Draw just one from each section. Kinder and first grade, that's where you stop. You just read through all the things and see who you are and what your line is, and you try to say your line like that character. 3rd and 4th grade, you have an extra step because you don't get to use the lines Ms. Kirkham gave you. So you draw your character, you'll draw your conflict, you'll draw your setting, you'll look at all 3 of those, and you'll have to come up with a line all on your own. Because that is practicing a type of acting called Improv, short for improvisation. So this is kind of a fun thing to do this week. Again, if you would like to, you may add extra characters. Miss Kirkham's asked you to do this how many times? 9 times. But you are welcome to add extra characters too. I can't wait to see what different silly mixtures you get. I wonder where your characters are going to be, and I wonder how you're going to say your lines. I can't wait to see how that goes. Until next time, I hope you have a great, great week. Goodbye for now.